Remember, you are ultimately responsible for protecting yourself and for providing for yourself. Live your life with honor and integrity, and always be the wolf hunter. Don't be the sheep, and never be the wolf. So a major concern of mine is the possibility of food boredom if and when SHTF happens, especially if it's gotten bad enough that you've had to start eating your long-term food stores of rice and beans and dried corn and oats, etc. So to combat food boredom, I've purchased quite a bit of food that will last close to 30 years from the Bishop Storehouse, such as pasta and dried milk and dried carrots and dried onions and apple slices and potato flakes, etc. And these foods are to supplement the beans and rice and wheat that I've put into long-term storage myself. So the next natural step that I've taken to help combat food boredom during SHTF is learning how to garden without using store-bought fertilizers and insecticides. So the tomatoes and the potatoes and the bell peppers and the squash and the other vegetables and fruits that I grow ought to add variety also. But the one thing that I was really missing was a way to add extra flavor to my food. So I got this idea of utilizing an herb tower from Corey at Prepared to Thrive. Now, utilizing an herb tower obviously isn't groundbreaking, but I like the idea that he showed on one of his videos of putting it on buckets and putting a spigot on one of the buckets. That way, whenever you watered it, the excess water would drip down into the bucket, and then you could reuse that water the next time you needed to water it. But anyways, I have cilantro and thyme and oregano and basil growing. And I've also got stevia growing too, but I learned this year that stevia needs to be in a larger pot and not in one of these herb containers. But that's the point of practicing and learning from our mistakes now instead of trying to learn on the fly during SHTF, isn't it? But every one of these herbs were started from heirloom seeds, which means I'll be able to save their seeds and then plant them again next year. And I believe that learning how to grow heirloom plants now and also saving their seeds for the next year's planting is important for preppers to learn. Anyways, I just wanted to kind of show what I was doing here, and to also give a shout out to Corey at Prepared to Thrive for his idea of putting the herb container on the buckets with the spigot. Obviously, if SHTF was happening, I'd have a lot more than just these growing, but this is my first year growing almost completely heirloom seeds. And as you can see, the herbs have been neglected a little bit. I really need to harvest quite a few of them and start letting them dry out so we can use them with our dinners. And I think when we get enough of these heirloom tomatoes harvested, I'm going to can some more spaghetti sauce this year using the basil and the oregano from the herb tower. The spaghetti sauce that I canned last year turned out pretty darn good, and it lasted us throughout most of the winter. Anyways, check out Corey's video on his herb tower. And you'll also find more useful videos on his channel regarding colloidal silver and other things prepper related. So folks, many of the regular viewers on this channel are well versed at gardening and growing and using herbs. But I know there's many newer preppers out there that are just scouring YouTube trying to learn as much as they can about prepping. So hopefully this video will be a help to a few of you. Anyways folks, if you made it this far, hey, thank you very much for watching, and I pray that you have a good night.